very much. And that brings us to public comment, during which anyone can speak on any matter for 3 minutes. Is there anyone who wishes to speak? James?
James Tranchemontagne. I live at 26 Cole Street here in Westbrook, Maine. Also own the Frog and Turtle located at 3 Bridge Street, Westbrook, Maine, and a member of Westbrook Taxpayers United. I stand before you tonight to have my frustrations with the direction of the city recorded into the meeting's minutes and to have them documented. This is neither the first time nor the last time I will stand before our great city in hopes to change what I feel in my heart is the race to the bottom approach and worse, the acceptance of it. The tax burden that is being laid on every property owner and business owner is not acceptable, nor is it sustainable. As of today, the city carries a debt of over $91 million in outstanding bonds. In Cumberland County, Westbrook finishes the third highest in its full value tax rate in 2010 at $16.48, with North Yarmouth and Portland ahead of us. We are $4 higher than the average $12.78 average mill rate of all towns and cities in Cumberland County. We have a school budget where 80% of the budget goes to salaries and benefits and not to programs for our children. Meanwhile, school enrollment is declining, the yearly graduation rate is flat and lower than private schools. According to the most recent budget, Westbrook teachers on average make between $42,000 and $47,000 plus benefits, a stark contrast to the $25,385 average salary for Mainers in 2010 by the U.S. Census Bureau. The argument by elected body and administrators have been that these salaries, especially on administration levels, are needed to hire and retain the very best. However, we have seen a revolving door of top administrators come and go. These administrators were still paid in full, even after not completing their contracts with the city. Currently, the citizens of Westbrook are being denied access to any minutes or notes from current union contract negotiations. One could make the argument that these taxes leverage us in a way that draws Westbrook as an attraction for companies to move and operate their business here. But using this argument, what major businesses have we seen come to Westbrook in the last 5 years? We now in our downtown display bongs proudly in front windows of shops, making the Riverwalk that we the taxpayers paid for look trashy. A company that operates illegally is not penalized. Instead, their licenses are renewed 3 weeks later. Our largest taxpayer to the city is publicly disrespected for years so we can blast another hole in our city. We use taxpayers' money to build a garage to attract a solid anchor company to the downtown, but then fail to work out a way that we can use it at night or work out maintenance agreements for it. There are more and more facts that can be said and supported with documentation, but that is not needed. While we, the citizens, surely appreciate public service and respect the people who hold the seats, we also realize that the council, administrator, and mayor's path is and has been the wrong direction for some time. It is time we lead Westbrook in a new positive direction. I did not come here tonight to lay blame, but rather to offer solutions. As a businessman, property owner, and member of Westbrook Taxpayers United, I offer these simple steps to put Westbrook back on a path of economic development and pride.
And James, you're actually a little over, but if you want to, I'll give you about another 20 seconds or so if you want to finish up what you're doing. We don't trade, sorry. But you can finish off if you want.
First, we must brand ourselves. Westbrook is and always will be a place of hard workers. Workers who like to build stuff and like using the latest in technology to do so. From the Warrens and Sappy to IDEX, there are over 200 years of having companies that are the leaders in their fields. From our location on the turnpike, to our location to the turnpike and airport, we have the means to develop it, make it, and ship it. Unfortunately, most outside Westbrook do not know this because we do not brand ourselves in that way. Story after story in the news are negative. This should be the strength of a new economic director we will be hiring. Our city's website is a joke. It isn't even built by a local company. The website does not market the city for us. It is not tied to social media. It doesn't help someone move their business or family here. We must work aggressively to market our city as a place of business, with a city government that is going to work, help you to achieve your needs, regardless of the size of your company. We must stop this anti-business, low-income housing label that the city government has built.
And James?
Second, the large company will always be the
James,
springboard.
We're at 5 minutes now, James. So
I believe I have the right to finish.
We give 3 minutes to everybody, James. If someone else wants to finish it off, they're welcome to, but I've given you 2 extra minutes more than we usually do.
I mean, are we in that much of a jam? It's a pretty quick meeting tonight.
James, I give everybody 3 minutes.
I've been at numerous meetings. I feel like we'd be done now if we didn't debate it. Are you barring me from public comment at this point?
I've given you 5 minutes, James.
I don't think it was 5 minutes.
Anyway, if there's anyone else who'd like to be heard during public comment.
Second, the large companies will always be the springboard for our small business growth. Large companies and their employees need spur small business to open and offer services for their employment. From medical, gas station, realtors, mechanical, builders, and my favorite, restaurants. These and many more businesses employ an equally important workforce. Our large companies must say, we welcome you here, and the city will work to help you succeed. We must also be firm and make aware to these companies that the national or companies that are national or international, that you have obligations to the well-being and future of this city, including registering all your vehicles you use in Westbrook here. Third,
How close are you to done?
I would say about a minute and a half.
Well, why don't you pass it out to everyone else and we can have it up here?
I would like to read my minutes in.
No, we're done now. We'll have it as part of the record if someone else wants to speak, but I've given you 6 minutes now. That's twice the normal time.
Finish up on second public.
And you're welcome to come back at the end of the night when we have another public
I
comment.
would ask my counselor then to make an exception to have the council vote to allow me more time to speak.
You're welcome to come back at our second public comment period and finish your comments, which is later tonight.
I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, we have time to do it. We can either argue it or we can just finish this thing in a minute. Are you anti-pro-business speech for Westbrook?
Anyway, you're welcome to come back here, or someone else can finish it, and we're going to finish it up at our second public comment. James, I've treated you more fairly than I treat anybody else, but you're disrespecting everyone else up there.
I'm not trying to hold up the meeting. There's nobody here tonight. I think we could be.
You're holding up the meeting because we're moving on. James, we're done. Would anyone else like to speak during public comment? Then come on up, please.
Matt Brunner, 19 Everett Street.
Go ahead, Matt.
Do my best to get to
Go ahead and pick up wherever it was.
Outsourcing. We need to start looking at what we can outsource to lower budgets and taxes. We are mandated time by the state and union contracts towards levels of pay and benefits. Pay and benefits that are better than what the Westbrook taxpayer receives. It is crazy to think that you as a taxpayer are asked to pay more in taxes every year for the betterment of someone else's retirement, health care, and salary. Yet you still need to come up with a way to pay for your own retirement. We do not need an $81,000 truck to change light bulbs. We need to outsource needs like that. There are at least 4 electrical companies in Westbrook that could be used as on-call maintenance. It is time to outsource more needs like mowing, maintenance, snow removal, aspect of security, food service, and others. This can be a great start to stopping the overtime that this council has complained about for over 10 years. I challenge the council and mayor today before the 2 budgets are passed and the new union contracts are approved. Let's see what we can outsource to local businesses in the surrounding communities before we raise taxes. Let's get this discussion going. Fourth, our theater. My friends, if you have not been to the Westbrook Performing Arts Center, please go see it. It is beautiful. It's a state-of-the-art building and can do much more for our city. We only rent the theater, which is a mistake. We need to appropriate a real budget that would allow a director to hire an act and the city to make revenue off of the ticket price. We should ask our directors to make relations with theaters in bigger cities that can bring their shows here on a regular basis. It would help those theaters and get Westbrook a niche market for traveling theater. This would help other businesses from gas stations to restaurants. Fifth and finally, it is time to tackle the downtown and make it great again. Yes, urban renewal hosed us to put it nicely. But do we continue to complain or do we implement simple changes that will help bring business and cool events back? We should look at generating electricity from the river, also contracting our electricity through a hedge fund group. I'm saving over $200 a month at my place, and we're only 2,000 square feet. Our city should look at the other environmental solutions that deal with waste we create. All of our schools should be composting their waste, which then the soil can be used in our parks and flower beds, offsetting the cost of mulch and soil we buy every year. We can collect used oil from businesses as a mean to run some city vehicles. Not every department head needs a truck to drive on Main Street. Police cars don't need to sit idling for half hour at a time. Gas is at almost $4 a gallon. Why not? We have seen a reduction in vehicle usage to save fuel. Let us put the first main market ever on Saturday. Let us put the first main market ever on Saturdays in Riverbank Park, a place where produce, crafts, furniture to art is sold. A vendor can rent a table for the day or buy a season vending permit. The only rule is it has to be Maine-made. We can also sell licenses to food vendors and street performers. Think how many people would come from around and visit our city. Good for the city, good for local business. Through economical development, outsourcing, and fiscal responsibility, we can make our city a better place for all. It will take tough choices, a major tax reduction to the citizens, a new vision for the city, and a willingness for the city government to finally understand great things can't come from continuing to burden the operation of the city on the taxpayers.
Thank you, Matt. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during public comment? Come on up. You bet. Come on up.
It's on?
It's on. Yeah?
Okay. My name's Don LaRoche. I live at Cumberland Mills area. And I want to thank Tom for letting me do the groundkeeping every year for Together Days. I do a good job at it, and I thank all of you. I know John O'Gara has been a good friend, and all of you. And I especially thank you for saying I do good every year. And I had a chance to go on the city truck, but I didn't go because I didn't feel like going because I thank you guys for everything you did for me. I enjoy helping. When they're busy, they can't. You know, I enjoy it every year. I got a vest in it. I got my notes, everything. I've been doing good. So I kind of like doing what I'm doing. Thank you for letting me do it.
Well, we're glad to
Thanks
have
for
you
doing
do it,
it.
and you're a big help.
Thanks for doing it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming out. Is there anyone else who wishes to be heard during public comment?